Goddess Box Co. I am Liz and I'm going to be taking you through a beautiful sequence that is all about connecting and really working within the essence of who you truly are. It's also intended to awaken and connect you to that divine feminine energy that can sometimes lay a little bit more dormant than it should. So we want to invoke and harness the energy that we have. So if you have any illnesses or injuries, I highly recommend that you contact a physio or GP before you do this practice. And if not, I really encourage you also to listen to the options and respect and listen to your body. Yoga meets you where you're at. You do not have to, force your body into making the shape. Have patience, and once you're pushing your boundaries ever so slightly, you're going to reap the benefits of this practice. So with that said, let's stand at the top of our mat. I want you to close down your eyes and I want you to feel your feet connected to the earth. Spread open your toes and be aware of the right and the left side of the heel. Then move the awareness to the front of your feet, to the right and the left side. Be aware of the whole foot, right and left, connected to the earth. And just take a gentle body scan, just being aware of how you're physically and mentally feeling right now in this present moment. Without any judgment, you're just bringing awareness. Now breathe in and float your arms up overhead and draw the energy down into the heart center. Pause here for a couple of breaths and set an intention for your yoga flow. Taking a deep breath in, and as you sigh out through your mouth, let go of the intention so that you have no attachment as you flow today. Flutter open the eyes. Deep breath in, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, soft knee bend as you rain down towards the mat. Inhale and walk your hands up towards your thighs and push through the crown of your head. Draw your chin in ever so slightly and suck the navel in to support your lower back. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Exhale to close down. Your right leg will step way back. Taking a breath in, eye gaze moves forward. Feel anchored and settled. Light on your fingertips so your abdominals are doing the work. We want to produce lots of heat. Heat is transformative. Ground the heel down, and if you need to support it, do so. Rise up with the breath and feel the inhalation create great space. Exhale, hands float down to frame your front foot. Lift the back knee and land lightly as you step forward. Inhale and halfway lift, hold. Exhale to close. And curl up one vertebrae at a time. Allow yourself to be almost like a ragdoll, but rise up to the full height of your spine. Inhale. Connecting movement with breath is powerful. Exhale, close down. Inhale, walk your hands all the way up to your thighs and gently pause, taking that moment to adjust the body. So sucking in, shoulder blades back and down away from the spine. Exhale, close down. Left leg steps way back. Once you've got your anchor and you feel stable and light on fingertips, tap the knee down and float up. Bringing yourself back down towards the mat, lift the back knee, step forward into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen spine, bring in length into the hamstrings, the lower back. Making sure that you're really rooted into your feet. Close down all the way down. Inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time, soft fingertips and arms. Float arms up with the inhale and hold at the top. You're going to make a Kali Mudra. Thumb and index finger touch. You're going to squeeze your bum and firm your feet in towards each other. When you do that, it makes the base a little bit more unstable. If you have lower back issues, keep your feet hip distance apart. Keep rising up through the midline. Squeeze your backside and gently tip your body into a crescent moon shape. So, or like a banana shape, whatever imagery helps you to create and express this movement. Coming back to the center, breathe in, and as you breathe out, gently move into that side bend. This Kali Mudra is powerful, and it's going to help to open up some energy paths that may be blocked in the sides of the body, so that energy can move more freely. Coming back to the center, edging in a little bit deeper as you breathe out. Release the grip and allow the fingertips to float down, interlace them at the base of your spine and pull the knuckles down towards your heels. Allow the heart to open, but don't allow the ribs to flare too much, so draw the ribs in so that you're containing the energy. Step your feet back to just inside of the hips. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, bring it down. Breathe in as you rise up. Your hand position here can be yogi's choice. You might wish to rest them on the shins or on the mat. You can choose. Close down, right leg steps way back. Now this time, we don't put the knee down. It's an option too, but I encourage you to try and keep the knee lifted. Breathe in and float all the way up to a high lunge. As you push back into that heel and bend more deeply, you're going to feel the muscles start to work and engage, and you're going to feel the heat start to ripple around your body. This is exactly what we want. Staying connected with the breath. Don't allow it to become too laboured. Close down and step back into downward facing dog. Take your time. Pedal and gently bring the heels down towards the mat. If you need to slow down or come down to all fours, please do that. Take your eye gaze forward and take a deep knee bend and bring the right foot forward. And if it only lands halfway on your mat, put your hand around your ankle and guide it up. Pushing into that back heel, inhale, rise up. Remembering that your option is to place the back knee down, deep knee bend, and lift right from the hips all the way up through the spine, through the crown of the head, so we're not sinking forward. Hands frame the front foot, we step back, downward facing dog. We take a deep knee bend in our downward facing dog, and then we press back. Remember, an option is to come down onto all fours. Take a couple of breaths if you need it. Do two more. Firming into the hands and the fingertips and gripping the mat slightly. Holding up, taking one deep breath in through the mouth, heavy sigh through the mouth. Bring it in through the mouth and out through the mouth. Now seal the mouth, take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. One more deep breath in through the nose, sigh out through the mouth. Find yourself on all fours. Take a moment now to feel the connection of the mat, of the earth, and the support that you're going to have here. So strong foundations. Hands are directly underneath your shoulders, knees are directly underneath your hips. Take a breath in and sway like a snake. We have so many energy points that ripple up and down the spine. So when we move like this, we want to connect and think about them energy points, our chakra system. When we move like this, we encourage energy to flow up more freely, and we have divine Shakti energy that is coiled and based around our root chakra. So let's move and express ourselves. So there's no right or wrong movement here. It's just allowing you to flow with ease and move around the mat to bring mobility into the hips and into the shoulders. Allowing the spine to feel more fluid as it bears the weight as we practice. And it actually just feels really good to just move free without judgment, without thinking I have to be this way or I have to hold my body this way. You are perfect, and what you are doing here with me today is perfect. Finding that middle ground, strong grip onto the mat, strong arms with a softness in the elbows, so we're not hyperextending and locking. It allows energy to flow more freely. Take a breath in and round your spine. Bring your chin in towards your chest. Now release down and the eye gaze slightly goes up towards the ceiling. Tip the lower part of your back also up towards the ceiling. Hold here in cow. Round your spine. Exhale and release. Inhale. Exhale. Finding your way back into a neutral spine and back into downward facing dog. So rooting into the hands, pressing down into the heels. Once you feel anchored and stable, you're going to take your right leg and float it all the way up to the sky. And then I want you to square your hip off. Gently firm into the supportive foot that is on the ground. If you need to keep a deep knee bend, do so. Slowly bring the leg down. Taking another breath in as you breathe out the left side. Allow the leg to float all the way up. The hip's going to want to open, square it off, and then firmly into the right side. Now the elbow is going to want to compensate. 2 arms straight and strong. Finding the mat. Eye gaze goes forward. We take a deep knee bend, left foot goes forward, followed by the right, and we close down into a forward fold. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, hands to heart. Close down the eyes, feel into the body. Feel the space that you're creating with each movement and with each breath. Breathe in, arms float up. Exhale, hands find the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, yogi's choice with hand positioning. As you breathe out, close down and step your left foot way back. Ground down into the heel and open up into your warrior pose. Holding here, making sure that the front knee is tracked over the second and the middle toe, roughly, just so that it's not sinking in. So roughly, don't force the knee down position. Each body is different and unique. Firm into the little toe edge. Now inhale and lift up into a sun warrior, reversing your warrior, deep knee bend. Eye gaze can go up if it's comfortable on the neck. It can go out and down, or you can just go underneath your armpit. If this is too much and you need to straighten out your front leg, please do. Back to warrior 2. Taking a breath in and opening up into your goddess pose. Settling in and pushing the weight slightly back as if you're saddling like a horse. Taking another breath and float your arms up and overhead. Palms of the hands will find the knees. You're going to drop the right shoulder head into the midline, coming into twisted goddess. You might hear some cracks on the back. That's perfectly normal. Taking a breath in, and as you breathe out, just gently drop the left shoulder in. Come back to that strong goddess stance, rooting down into your feet. Bring your hands into prayer position. Taking a breath in, you're going to sway into the right side of the body and open the arms as if you're pulling like a bow and arrow. Coming back to the midline, hands find the knees. Left shoulder head falls into the midline, followed by the right. If you need to straighten and stand up, please do so. Come into the midline. Arms coming up towards the heart, and then you shift your body weight to the left knee and open as if you're pulling like a bow and arrow. You're shifting energy around, you're cleansing and clearing your aura. Back into that strong goddess, hands into Janra Mudra, thumb and index finger touch. Breathe in and breathe out, harness that energy, harness that heat to drive your practice and your energy into things that you wish to produce, manifest, or just for your wellness, your well-being. Hands into prayer, straight, strong legs. Well done. Opening up onto the left side, into warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, a deep knee bend and a strong back leg, firmly into the heel and into the little toe edge. Making sure that we're not collapsing into the back leg. It's strong from the hip to the heel. Reverse your warrior. Eye gaze can go up It can go down or towards the armpit. Settling into the body. Coming back into warrior two. And cartwheel your hands all the way down towards the mat. Heel lifts firmly into the back leg as you step back into downward facing dog. Glide forward into a high plank. If you need to take an option, you can come down onto your knees. Whatever option you choose, just make sure that you don't collapse through the back body. Squeeze your backside, push your heels and push through the crown of the head. So push the heels back and away. Take the left hand in towards the midline as you pivot and twist. And if this is too intense for you today, bend the underneath knee and hold here. So we've got lots of options. Work on making like a rainbow shape that you're lifting up and over rather than collapsing down. So up and then over. The right hand finds underneath the right shoulder for stability as you twist back. And then you're going to take the right hand to the midline as you pivot lightly on your feet and rise up. Left hand comes down underneath the left shoulder for stability. When you have that stabilization, it's then you come back to the center. Ground your knees down onto the mat if they're not already. Bring the heart slowly down towards the mat. Scooping up, looping the shoulders away from the earlobes into a baby cobra. Now slide the elbows forward and you're going to come into what's known as Sphinx pose. Squeeze your butt, push the big toe down into the mat and push your heart forward. Firming the elbows right down into the mat and pulling them down towards your hips. Holding your Sphinx, and if this is too intense, just bring the elbows slightly away from the midline and the heart down towards the mat. If you can hold here, good, but always listen and respect the body. If it needs to recover, just release and come down towards the mat. Keep pushing the heart forward. Push the pubic bone down into the mat. Pressing the hands underneath your shoulders, gently rise up into downward facing dog, finding your way as you breathe out, hold. Soften into the knees and press forward and backwards. Taking a deep breath in, look forward in between the hands, and as you do so, land the left foot forward in between the hands. Good. Firm the heel down into the mat as you open up into warrior two and push through the arms and settle into warrior two. Allow that top hand to float up as you reach back as if you're reaching for the heel. Coming back into that warrior two position. Bringing the hands into heart. And opening up into goddess pose. So sit back and sit down. Breathe. If you need to straighten the legs, you can. You're doing so well. Open to the right side into warrior two again. This is a strong pose, so embody that, your inner warrior. Inhale, reverse. Think about lifting the energy up and over. You're encapsulating that energy that dwells within you. You're harnessing it. Your body only knows the boundaries that you set it. The same with your mind. Push your boundaries slightly, but be respectful. Back to warrior two and open into goddess pose. So Janra Mudra, sitting back, sitting down. Allowing the knees to open up so that they're tracking again over roughly around the second toe, hands to heart. Rising up, heel toe your feet in. And sit back and sit down. If you need to stop here, please do so. So this is a yogi squat. If you have the flexibility in your body at present to move down into this squat, just sit back and down. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling your feet firmly into the earth. Feel the crown of your head lifting up. If you need to back off and come back down into this posture, please do. Remember to always listen to the body. Bring the fingertips forward, only if it feels stable. If you need to hold here or wherever's comfortable for you, do so. Bring the fingertips forward if it's okay, and tip the bum up towards the sky as you bring your feet heel toe in. Keeping connected with the earth, you're going to flip up onto your tippy toes and bring your bum down towards your heels. Good. You can option now is to hold and be stable. You're still getting a great stretch throughout the whole lot of your feet and into your core here. Pulling in, and if it feels okay, you're going to bring the hands into the heart. Visualizing yourself like an egg or in a cocoon of love and light. Now, if it's possible, you can put your heels down, but if it's possible to keep the heels lifted, you're going to rise all the way up. Bring the knees in, step the feet in slightly, staying up on the heels, and push the arms back. Bring the heart forward and settle in. So drinking board. Breathe out and bend the knees a little bit more. Feel the energy of your arms like wings. Rising up, staying on the balls of the feet where possible. Reaching up through the fingertips. And then exhale, finding the earth, settling in. Heel toe the feet back open. As you breathe in, you breathe out, sit back, sit down. Allow some organic flow and some movement now just to ripple through the body. Rolling up. You've got lots of space as the body should be quite warm at this stage of the practice. So allow that energy to move just organically. Free flow. Literally. Allow the shoulder heads to roll. Allow the neck to move. And then find your neutrality or your neutral point in your body and allow yourself to find a comfortable seat. Separate the bum cheeks and find your seat bones and breathe in and lengthen your spine. Palms are up. This is a symbol that you're open to receiving energy, and palms are down if you need to ground and center your energy. So checking in always as you practice as to how you feel and what it is that you need. Connecting with the breath. Deep breath in. Your breath is cleansing. Releasing toxins from the body as you breathe out. Flutter open the eyes, walk the right hand over. Take a deep breath in as you lift up and overhead and spiral the heart up towards the ceiling. Shift the body weight on the exhale and just allow yourself to float over to the opposite side. Remember, heart to ceiling. Taking that top shoulder head away from the ears so that we have space and length in the neck. Coming back to the midline, taking a breath in and walk the hands forward in a semicircle. And then exhale, come back standing and sitting tall, I should say. Inhale, round your spine. Exhale, lengthen your spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Can your movement become fluid? If there is a sticking point in your body, can you bring your awareness to that point, and can you bring your breath to that point? We've got two more like this. Allow the movement just to flow with ease. If your hips are given out, Just shorten the range of movement and listen to the body. Sitting tall, holding tall, bringing yourself down onto your back. Gather your knees into Apanasana, wind removing pose. This also allows the energy to flow throughout the back. We can store so many memories in our hips, so we're going to do a little bit more work on the hips now. Ground the left foot down and bring the right foot just below the knee as you press open and away. Taking your hands, they're going to tread through like a needle and thread and grip the back of the left thigh. Now when you do this, make sure the feet and the rest of the body doesn't go asleep. So pull the navel in, firm the shoulders down and press the knee away from the body, flexing at the ankle joints. Allow the shoulders to soften, but keep a strong sense of energy in the hips, the knees, the ankles, the feet, the toes. Release and change sides. Bring the left foot, flex it at the ankle, just below the right knee. Needle and thread, scoop through as you rest back and down. Taking a breath in as you press open the knee, lifting up that shin. You've got good connection and awareness with everywhere throughout the lower body, not just in the hip that the rest of it goes limp. Gently gather the two knees in and rock softly forward and backwards, right and left. Allow the knees to drop to the left side, eye gaze goes towards the right. Take a breath in as you bring them back towards the center. And allow them to float over towards the right side. Eye gaze goes in the opposite direction or towards the ceiling, whatever's more comfortable on the neck and shoulders. Coming back, allow the feet to find the mat, crawling up through the vertebrae one at a time into bridge pose. Allow yourself to pull the heels in towards your bum and your knees to gently drop in towards the midline so they don't splay open. So knees gently in towards the midline and heels in towards the bum. Lifting up so that the energy and the body weight is supported by the shoulders. Rolling down one vertebrae at a time, slowly, slowly, so that the lower back is the last part to kiss the mat. Okay, once more. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time like a string of pearls, leaving a table. Hold at the top, tucking the shoulder heads under slightly, firming the heels in towards the bum and knees in towards the midline, opening up through the front body and the hip flexors. Untuck your shoulders and roll down. Bring the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling and the knees drop open by the waist side. You're bringing your elbows to the inside of the knees and the little finger edge reaches up for the little toe edge of the foot, pulling down into happy baby pose. I encourage you to draw your coccyx, the lowest part of your back and down onto the mat. Splay open. Now this pose can make some feel quite vulnerable and in others it can create great power and great transformation. Energy shifts differently for everybody and releases come in many different ways for everybody, so just breathe out and trust that everything you are feeling, sensing, receiving, it's your time. Yeah, to feel. It's your time to sense. Connect with your breathing and utilize it to steady your mind, to steady the body and the nervous system. There's no rush, nowhere to go, nothing to do. This practice is yours. Take the soles of the feet together. Allow your feet to find the mat. Arms up and overhead and gently grip the elbow, tucking the shoulders where it's needed. Breathe out. And wherever you are right now, just bring your awareness to all the gentle sounds that surround you. In doing this, it's going to help you to remain present. You can hear the wind blow, the rain fall. Gently change the grip so that the opposite hand is now on top. Draw the chin in ever so slightly towards the chest so that you're not chin up towards sky, chin in towards heart. This is going to bring a lovely length into the back of the neck. And take a full body stretch. Point your toes, send your arms up and overhead. Squeeze every single muscle in your body, every single cell. Exhale, release. Breathe in, lengthen. Squeeze, hold the breath, hold, hold, hold. Now exhale, breathe out. One final time, inhale, lengthen, lengthen. Push the toes away, fingertips in the opposite direction. Imagine you're being drawn and pulled in opposite directions. Feel the space in the body, feel the energy move in the body. Now breathe out and let go. Find your way into Shavasana, your resting pose, allowing the body to open up if it feels okay. And if not, bring the heels in towards the bum and the knees in towards the midline. But keep the heels wide, roughly about the width of the mat that you lay on. Lay back, lay down, close your eyes. The temperature tends to plummet after your yoga practice, so maybe get a nice blanket, some fluffy socks, and get nice and cozy. As you rest, feel into your body. Take a brief moment to bring yourself back to the beginning of the practice, how you physically felt, how you emotionally and mentally felt. How is your body feeling right now? How is your mindset? Bring in awareness. Now let go of that awareness. Let go of the practice. Let go of the gripping sensation in the body and allow it to melt downward into the mat. Feeling the mat gently start to mold and support the body. Using your next inhalation to seek out any stress or tension that may have gathered in the body through the practice or through an energetic release. Have the intention of releasing it with your next exhale. Let it go. Allow the mind to become quiet. Acknowledge any thoughts that enter, but let them go. Release them like balloons floating up and away. You have nowhere to go. You have nothing to do. You are in safe space. Your mind, your body is now repairing, calculating, and allowing the power of that practice to flow freely now into the body, into the mind, into the soul. If thoughts do flutter in and out, acknowledge them first. Don't try and block. It's through the acknowledgements that you can release. Breathe into your heart and feel the rise and fall of your chest. Each time you breathe in, visualize the energy of love flowing into every single cell in your body. Each time you breathe out, visualize releasing and letting go of any mental or physical blocks that you think you may have, recognizing that it's just illusion. You are all that you need. You have all that you need. I recommend that you remain here for a further 5 minutes if that's available to you. And if not, just gently bring yourself back into the room in your own time. I will leave you to rest, and I hope that you reap the benefits of this practice. Namaste.